Good evening, everyone. We'd like everyone to get seated.
थोड़ी सलाह लेवा नहीं चांस મળે
Hi everyone, we're going to get started in about 10 minutes, so please take your seat. तो लोन बैक अलग नहीं चल हाँ हमारे कब लग All right, everyone, we're going to get this evening started. Everyone can hear me clearly? Not too loud? If anyone else needs to get seated, use this time to get seated, and we'll get started in a few seconds here. Before we get started with our agenda, I want to make sure everyone here has got a chance to sign up front. That's extremely important. And if you got a chance to grab some highlights of the bills that are proposed, we have a printout up front here for you. Well, good evening and warm welcome to all of you. Today we're gathered here as a united force, bound together by a shared vision and commitment to the success of small businesses in the liquor industry. We've put together a really, tough feat of putting together this organization in less than 3 months, which is quite remarkable. So I stand before you today with great pride and a profound sense of purpose as we gather to celebrate the formation of our organization, Garden State Retailers Liquor Association, that's dedicated to championing the cause of small businesses in the liquor industry and opposing unjust laws, bills, and political agendas that hinder our growth and success. In this room, we have the privilege of being part of a thriving community that understands the challenges faced by small liquor retailers. Each of us understands the sweat, tears, and hard work, stress, and dedication that goes into building a sustainable and successful liquor establishment. The loss of hair right here is a testament to that. Or no hair, yeah. So we are here today to ensure that our voices are heard and our concerns are addressed. We firmly believe that our industry thrives when it's allowed to operate within a fair and supportive framework. Together, we will challenge any legislation or policy that hinders our growth, stifles innovation, or more importantly, unfairly favors bigger corporations. To achieve our goals, we must stand united. Let us remember that our strength lies in our diversity, in the shared values and aspirations that brought us here today. As we move forward, let us embrace collaboration, dialogue, and the power of collective action. Together, we can accomplish what no single business can achieve on its own. In the days to come, we will march forward, hand in hand, to meet the challenges head on. We will engage with legislators, policymakers, and other stakeholders, advocating for our rights and interests. We will collaborate with the industry experts, innovators, and to explore new avenues for growth and improvement. Finally, let us carry the torch of small business empowerment, lighting the way for a brighter future in the liquor industry. Thank you all for coming tonight. We have a short and brief, but yet detailed presentation for you today. So next up, we're gonna have our president, Amrish Vakil, say a few words.
One, two. Hello friends. Wow, look at this. Amazing. I cannot believe in like 2 months all these things happen.
Keep closer.
Up.
That being said, a bit nervous. I normally address 35 New Jersey wine merchant, multiply by 10. So, but I'm super excited for the first general meeting of Garden State Retail Liquor Association. Congratulations, guys. Listen, I cannot believe this group formed in like a 2 months time. Normally, it takes, they don't even answer my text or a phone call. Nonetheless, you all gather over here. So kudos to you guys, and I cannot thank you enough. The reason we are all assembled here today, one and only one goal, that we have all this influx of unnecessary laws that is brought upon by our loved Governor Murphy, directly affecting our livelihood, our businesses, and the passion that we have. That being said, for few who do not know me, few calls me a Napoleon, few of you call me a tic-tac dancer, but I have a little shop called Main Street Wine Cellar in Madison. My name is Amrish Vakil. Thank you all for joining us over Garden State Liquor Retailer Association. I do run a group called New Jersey Wine Merchant. I'm a president of the co-op group. From south to north, central Jersey, we have 35 good, proud retailers. And I'm so excited today that we are amplifying to 300 retailers. And I assure you, our voice will be heard at the Assembly and the Senator office, for sure. I cannot believe, last 2 months I've spent time with this amazing group of people over here, and I'm really honored to introduce the whole panel that we have. Our Secretary, Mr. Rohan Kranti from Bud Lake Wine and Liquor. The toughest job that Mr. Alkesh Patel doing, our Treasurer. Raj Puri Liquor, South Jersey. And our Director, Kalpesh Maru from Camden, Liquorama. Chirag Patel, G's Liquor. Yashir Patel from Home Liquors, a group of home liquors. Mr. Pardeep Singh from Balco Liquor. And the most important, the Vice President, Mr. P.K. Patel. Guys, he's a catalyst. He started these things 2 months ago. I got a phone call from him and Mr. Mike Patel from Joe Canal. They was like, guys, we have all these laws coming in. We need to fight, let's gather. And he's the catalyst behind the whole thing. So a lot of kudos to Mr. P.K. Patel. So these are the people behind the scene make this magic happen. They have really worked hard. So a lot of kudos to them. And they inspire me every day. And hence I'm here joining them hand in hand. Thank you so much, guys. In addition, we have, which is Mr. Gaurang. Gaurav Patel, he's our CPA, accounting from CP Account Tax Services. He will take care of all our finances. Guys, this is a battle just started. Keep in mind, we need more of you. We need a lot of soldiers. We need more of you. Not only the people, but the fund. Because we're spending money like left and right. People over here. We're gonna need a lot of fundraisers coming up our way. Senators, assembly members, so on and so forth. So we are going to need not only the members, for the fund. So please, we are appreciating right now what you have done so far. But if your neighbor, your neighboring liquor stores, whoever you know, your uncle, your aunt, have them join our group. Please, one important thing, I have a good friend from NJLSA over here, Paul. Thank you, Paul. And I have our members, Mr. Dilip Patel, Mr. Jayesh Patel, they are here as well from ARA, which is two different organizations. But keep one thing clear, we are here united. And we have one voice to fight this law and all other laws coming our way. So I want to be very clear, we are united together. So thank you both of you to coming and joining our group, to join this meeting. Finally, I would like to welcome our experienced lobbyist and the law firm of MBI Group. Unfortunately, the leader, Mr. Rudy Garcia, have a family emergency, he cannot be here today, but we have our beautiful, talented Mrs. Michelle Jacob. She is here. She is going to talk us in detail about all the upcoming bills and how we're going to fight this. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Amrish. And I am so excited to be here. When these guys called, first it was Cal Pesh, I believe, who reached out and said, you know, we have a group of guys who want to get together and talk to you about what's happening in the state around liquor license reform. I said, okay, great. So 2 of them came to my office. And then a week later, 7 of you came to our office. And then a month later, we had maybe, 10 of you come down to Trenton and sit in a committee hearing and hear what was going on. And they kept saying, we have lots of friends, we have a lot of people who are interested. And, you know, we hear that a lot from groups who come into our office. But today, when I showed up, and the room is full of friends, I know that they're the real deal, and so I'm very happy to be here. So my name is Michelle Jaker. I'm a partner at the lobbying firm MBI. Our president, Rudy Garcia, sends his regards. I know that he met with a group of you a couple months ago, or, you know, you're right, it's only been 2 months. It feels like we're in dog years in Trenton, so 2 months in Trenton at this time of year feels like 3 years. But he sends his regards that he can't be here tonight. He sent me instead. We have about 10 people who are expertise in liquor licenses and liquor reform at the firm. I am the one person who does not work on these issues, and he asked me to cover for him, so you get me. But I did bring 2 of my colleagues, Jeff Warsh, who is here in 2 capacities. Jeff is a partner at MBI. He is one of the foremost experts on liquor license reform in the state of New Jersey. When anybody has a legal or technical or political question about liquor in New Jersey, they call Jeff. And he is here also today as the executive director of the New Jersey Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association, and I know several members are here today, which we appreciate your support. I had to confirm the full name of the association because at the firm we just tend to call you guys the liquor guys. So we're happy that you can be here. And Osner Charles, who is our newest member of MBI, we're very excited to have Osner. He comes to us as the former EDA lead in the city of Paterson, and has a wealth of experience and has really done an excellent job in trying to help stand this organization up really at a time, you know, we're building the plane as we're trying to fly it, as they say. So kudos to them, and if you have any technical questions on any of this stuff, these guys are going to answer it. I want to start by just giving you a little bit of an overview as to what is going on in Trenton these days. Here in New Jersey, we like to be special. We have what's called off-year elections. So the rest of the country, their state legislatures and their governors run when the president and their congresspeople run. We do it special in New Jersey, and we do it when nobody else runs. So all of the attention this year is on state elections. Our entire state senate is up for election, and our entire assembly is up for election. And that's very important to keep in mind. They have 2-year legislative sessions. We are right in the middle of that. Our session will end next January, which means anything that doesn't get passed and signed by the governor by the middle of next January, they'll have to start the process all over again. So this week, tonight, the legislature is meeting to consider the state budget. It is probably the busiest time for all of us in Trenton. That accounts for the bags under my eyes that are about down to here right now. The goal is for the legislature to pass a budget this week and then take a break and go home to their legislative districts and, you know, do all of their campaigning and electoral work, run for election, come back after the elections in November. And then what's going to happen, and what we need to spend all of that time while they're home preparing for, is what's called a lame duck legislative session. So what's going to happen is after the election, they're going to come back, and there's going to be about 6 weeks, and it is fast and furious, and crazy things happen, and they pass bills that we don't even see copies of sometimes, and things move really, really quickly. So what our job here today is to start to use this downtime that's going to start, at the end of this week, to prepare for that lame duck session, because we all know that really all of you are in the governor's crosshairs, right? So this liquor license issue is not new. It's been around. We have a list of 5 pieces of legislation that just happens to be what the legislature is considering today and what the governor is pushing today. But this issue's been around for 20-something years. We've had a champion in former state Senate President Steve Sweeney for many, many, many years, and we considered him to be a firm backstop. So anything that was going to hurt you guys, we had him there to make sure that it wasn't going to pass any further, it wasn't going to get to the governor's desk. Senate President Sweeney unexpectedly lost his re-election campaign in 2021, and a year later at the League of Municipalities Conference in November of 2022, the governor announced that liquor license reform was going to be his #1 priority. And the governor has reiterated that ever since. It was the main focus of the State of the State address. He's had social media campaigns, he's built coalitions. He is out there talking about this issue all the time. So Rudy, Jeff, and others have been pushing hard and really digging, working in the trenches to make sure that those reforms, these package of bills, does not get over the finish line, and that we are using every resource and every friend that we have in the legislature as a backstop to that, and to stand firm against these bills. We have been successful. They have been successful so far. We have really strong support in the Senate. The Senate president is a close personal friend of mine, of Rudy's, and of our firm's. He understands this issue. He's had the opportunity to meet some of you, and has been really helpful in keeping this issue at bay. Same thing with Senator Singleton, who I know we're going to talk about. We have a fundraiser scheduled for July 17th. I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of that in a minute. And also Budget Chair Senator Paul Sarlo. I think it's safe to say in the Senate, am I missing anybody, Jeff? Who's been our support in the Senate? I think it's safe to say in the Senate, those are pretty much our 3 main guys. And then in the Assembly, we do have some work to do. I think that we need to spend some time getting to be closer friends with the Assembly Speaker. I live here, you guys are welcome to Woodbridge. I live here in Woodbridge. The Assembly Speaker is from Woodbridge. He's a really good guy. He's very smart. I know that he does not want to hurt small businesses. There's a number of you who I imagine are from this area and live in his district and therefore are his constituents. So we want to make sure that we are spending our time introducing you guys to the speaker, educating him on this, and trying to bring him closer to being, where we are and understanding what the impact of some of these reforms will have on you. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I think the #1, there's two things that I would really like you guys to think about how you can help us with as we move into this break when everybody is home. #1, and I know that you guys talked about this already, but #1 is organize, right? I am really, really excited about the number of people who are in the room today, because each of you have 2 Assembly members and a senator, and we're going to need your help communicating with them, getting to know them, talking to them about what the impact of these reforms will have on your small businesses. You need to tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family members. Make sure that we have your contact information. If you did not sign in, please sign in. The only way that we're going to be able to get information out to you is if we have you on our lists. And I promise you, things are going to start to change. The bills that we are talking about today are not going to be the bills that we're talking about in November, most likely. We're already hearing that the governor is going to try to run some alternative stuff, and he's working on that over the summer. So the only way that we can get information to you fast is if we have your contact information, and that we can quickly spread the word, because we're going to need to react fast. And then the second thing is we need to raise money, right? And there's no way around it. There's nothing pretty about it, but political money in New Jersey, especially this year when it's an election year and every single member of the state legislature is up for re-election, raising money is very, very important. You have developers who have really deep pockets who are often on the other side. We have, there's a number of people who are giving money who would like to see your licenses and your investments and your small businesses devalued. So we really need to make sure that we're putting our money, where our voice is, and having that speak for us as well. Like I said, we do have a fundraiser on the calendar for Senator Singleton. I know that he is friends with some of you and has been meeting with you regularly. He's also been the sponsor of one of our bills that we've been pushing, and a very, very good friend in trying to make sure that your voices are heard in the Senate. So that is for July 17th. I think it's really important to have a big showing. It will be this association's PAC's first fundraiser out of the gate. And then we will work on getting fundraisers scheduled for the Senate President, Budget Chair Sarlo, everybody I mentioned, the Speaker, before the November elections. That's going to be really important. So we'll need your help with that. We will need the help of your family, your friends, your neighbors, and everybody else who cares about that. So that is my plea for today. We're happy to take questions at the end, right? Yeah. You want to take questions now? No. At the end? Okay. Great. Good. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I said good evening, everybody. It's time for us to wake up, man. It's time for us to wake up. Right now, we are in a fight for our lives, right? And I say we, because we're in this together. So I want you guys to repeat after me, right? So I need you guys to say, no, you will not. How about now? Okay. All right, so I need you guys to repeat after me. No, you will not. No, you will not. That's a message straight to the governor's office. You will not devalue our licenses. So let's say it again. No, you will not. No, you will not. There we go. We refuse to allow the governor's office and his team to devalue the licenses of our hard-working people. Let's say it again. No, you will not. No, you will not. Allow these big box retailers to come in and crumble our economy. No, you will not. No, you will not. You will not. And together, we can. Say, yes, we can. Yes, we can and we will, together as a team. Right now, you guys have assembled some of the best people. In 2 months, we've been able to establish what you see here. And in 2 months, we visited the State House. We was there for our lobbying day. And what did we tell them? No, you will not. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Let's try it one more time. That's what we told them the last time that we were in the Senate House. We fought them. We fought them, and guess what we did? We will win. And you know why we will win? Because we are the cornerstone, we are the backbone of New Jersey. Small businesses, that's who we are, that's what we are. So again, I say this to you. You guys have selected some of the best people to be a part of this board. You guys have selected, and I'm not being biased, one of the best lobbying firms in the state of New Jersey. With our president, come on, make some noise. Absolutely, absolutely. With our president, Rudy Garcia, unfortunately, he's not here. He sends us his regards. We have Michelle Jaker, who is one of the best of the best. And we have Jeff Walsh here wearing 2 hats, and I consider Jeff one of the best and someone that I also lean on for information when it comes to the liquor industry. So again, our goal is to fight the good fight, and we will. We fought once before. They heard us. We were there. They've seen us. We came there in numbers. There go my guy right there. That's my guy, right? So we are doing the best that we can. We've made Insider NJ. We are making an impact. But the way that we continue to fight this fight, and the way that we are successful, is to continue to show up in these type of numbers. When they said they had friends, I knew they had friends, maybe 10, 20 people. 200 people? Oh my God, let's go! 200 people! Come on! So this is the type of message that we need to send. We need to send this message in numbers, physically, and we also need to send this message in numbers financially. You guys know exactly what it takes. For you guys to fill this room today, I'm clear that I'm dealing with a serious group of people. And I say thank you for showing up. Thank you for picking this fight. Because this is a fight that's not going to only impact you, but it's going to impact generations to come. So with that being said, I say thank you so much, and I appreciate all that you do. Small businesses, again, are the cornerstone of our community, and we're going to tell them, no, you will not. No, you will not. Thank you.
It's always great to go right up after the guy who's got the most energy in the room, so thank you for that, Oscar. So I'm Jeff Warsh. So I'm Jeff Warsh. I'm a partner at MBI, and I'm wearing 2 hats here tonight. One is as a partner of MBI to welcome you guys aboard. I think it was an absolutely fantastic decision. Your first decision was a good one. And I will tell you that I'm not only a partner at MBI, I'm also a client, because my other hat is I'm the executive director and general counsel to the New Jersey Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association. And I'm here to tell you today that we're joined, our members at the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association are Fedway, represented here by John Devon, the president of Fedway. And if you know, John's been in the market here for 3 years, and it seems like he's been here for 25 years. He makes it to every single event, he cares, and it's important that he's here. Thank you, John. And Ryan Politis is also here from Gallo Wine Sales of New Jersey. And I'm going to put my colleague, Mike Halfaker's hat on for a little bit. He's the executive director of the Beer Wholesalers Association. And we have Peerless is here tonight, as well as ShorePoint. And if I missed any beer wholesalers, did I miss any beer wholesalers?
Peachy Wine.
Right, okay, wonderful. No, Peachy Wine is, well, fantastic. I can tell you that I got a call from both Dino Peachy prior to this and John Maslin from Allied Beverage, raising real concerns, getting down to the real details of what's going on, what's the risk profile, what does it look like, is it going to happen, is it not going to happen? Those are calls that I get regularly. You should know that for the New Jersey Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association, the 2 most important things that we've always had, in order to become a member, you must support this, is an absolute prohibition on changing anything with respect to the 2 license law, period. That's number 1. And 2 is an absolute prohibition on direct-to-consumer wine. And that is the New Jersey Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association, and for 35 years, with the exception of some in-state wineries and small out-state wineries, we've won every single one of those battles. And to that point, I know probably half of the guys in this room, it's nice to see you all again. It's been 35 years that we've been fighting the fight with many of you guys here. Way back when I was an assemblyman from Edison and East Brunswick, when these fights first started, and I was fighting them from inside the caucus and on the floor of the assembly as an assemblyman. And obviously now I've been doing this for all those years since I was prematurely retired from the assembly. So that's the New Jersey Wine and Spirits Wholesalers Association. You can count on the fact that every single day that we're on the watch, around the clock. And you mentioned Paul Santel here from the New Jersey Liquor Store Alliance. There isn't anybody in the history of the state of New Jersey, including your beloved Joe DeMarco, who may he rest in peace, who cares more, who's done more, who works harder than Paul Santel. And I'd like Paul to get another applause. The best. He's the best. He is, as we say in New Jersey, good people. So to a couple of the bills that are of most concern. One of them obviously is Lou Greenwald's bill. He's the Assembly Majority Leader. He's been the Assembly Majority Leader for a very long time, and he's had this bill for a very long time. It's A1283. Numbers don't really matter, but it's morphed of late. So he's done two things to the bill. One thing he did was cut the municipality in on the deal. So if I were to extend from 2 licenses to 3 licenses, and I paid $500,000 for that license, then 10% of that $500,000 fee gets paid to the municipality. So it's $500 plus a premium that gets paid to the municipality. On the thought, I guess, that they're going to buy off towns. Maybe the League of Municipalities gets involved, which is the municipal, basically trade association in Trenton. But that's how it morphed in one way. And the other thing that it's doing is considerably more difficult is they're attempting to kind of camouflage 2 license limitation into a social equity issue. So we all know that there are food deserts that exist, particularly in urban areas. And the way that the bill is morphing is that if I have 2 licenses and I'm a grocery store, then I can have my 3rd license if I locate it in one of the 52 urban food desert zones in the state of New Jersey. Or that's A. Or B, if I sell 90% or more of alcohol in my store, then I can also go beyond 2 to 3. So it's kind of a food desert bill, but it also says if you're just a liquor store owner and you do not sell groceries at all, then you can also do it. So it kind of camouflages itself it really is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It camouflages itself as a good social equity bill trying to bring good, solid nutrition to urban folks, and the reality is it's going to allow the big corporations to stop at shops and Whole Foods, et cetera, to blow through the 2 license limit and turn us into a big box chain state. And I always say, is New Jersey better off when Mr. Patel owns the liquor store and his wife and family are able to sustain themselves out of that? He sends his kids through college and all that, or is he better off if he's competing to be the manager of the liquor section in the Whole Foods that absorbed that license? It's obvious that the first is former. Small business is, as Osner said, much better than I. As Osner said, small business is our backbone, and it's critically important. So that issue is important to us. And you heard that Michelle say that we're going into a lame duck session. Lame duck is normally a crazy time, and no one has quantified it yet, but I think that this is going to be one of the largest lame duck years in history because we have an enormous amount of retirements. So it isn't just people who are going to go get reelected and come back in January. There's a whole lot of them walking around there who are not going to be back in the legislature, making it easier for, let's say, things to come their way, jobs, other offers, et cetera. And then suddenly votes change and things happen. So this is one of those bills that we know the majority leader, a longtime majority leader, is making a push. So it's something that we really have to be concerned about. The other bill, which is S3675 and A5270, that's Raj Mukherjee from the Assembly, soon to be a senator, and Gordon Johnson. And that is the actual governor's license reform bill. I believe that we got advance notice a year before the governor came out on this that things were happening. We, as wine and spirits wholesalers, the beer wholesalers, the Licensed Beverage Association, jumped all over this. The Liquor Store Alliance also helped out, and we were able to, I think, create an environment where the governor's proposal was dead before arrival. That before he even announced it on his State of the State address, there were not enough votes in either caucus, Democrat caucus in the Senate or in the Assembly, and the bill was basically dead before arrival. And now what's happening is the governor's going to break it into smaller parts. We're waiting to see what the content's going to be included in those smaller parts, and he's going to attempt to move things through that can make it. For instance, the craft beer bill. That is also part of the governor's big bill, but a separate bill is moving through the legislature now, likely to make it to the governor's desk, and we're closely watching with the sponsor. Understand this, both Senator Johnson and Assemblyman Mukherjee have both said that they sponsored this bill because the governor asked them to, but they don't consider it to be their bill. The first thing they did was walk away from the bill. And I think that's because of the work that we did as an industry for a solid 14 straight months. Thank God for Zoom, because we did 112 out of 120 legislators in this effort. Maybe a third of them in person and the rest by Zoom. We would not have been able to do it without Zoom, and I've never been involved in an effort either on the receiving end or the giving end where we were at 112 of 120 legislators. So, to the license reform bill, as soon as we got wind of it, the beer wholesalers and the the Licensed Beverage Association had a Zoom with the governor's office. The first thing that the governor's director of economic development said was, we're going to put aside the wholesaler and distribution issues and just talk about on-premise. And then we're going to get at a later date to the wholesaler and distributor issues. So of course, Mike Heffaker and our eyes are bugging out like this, and as soon as there was a break in his sentence, I said, well, before we go on, we need to know what are the wholesaler and distributor issues, because there's a lot of wholesalers on this call. And the response was, the governor wants full direct-to-consumer shipping of wine and spirits in the state of New Jersey. There you go. So there it was, and that was the 800-pound gorilla. So we can talk a good game about small business, but at the end of the day, he's doing nothing but hurting small business. We found the other thing that we're involved in at MBI is the lottery issue. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the governor is proposing to allow lottery tickets to be bought online. So that's $253 million worth of commissions that lottery agents are not going to get. Now, you take $250 million out of small businesses in the state of New Jersey, that is a lot of money. One other, there's a lot of other issues, but just a few that I'm gonna speak to. One bill that does something that seems, we get into a problem a lot in the legislature where the legislators legitimately, from their hearts, want to help craft producers. They look at them as small businesses like we're small businesses, and they want to help them. And when they help them, they write bills that give them privileges, so they can direct ship, they can sell all goods together and commingle them. But there was a 2005 U.S. Supreme Court case called Granholm that says that any privilege that is provided by a state to its in-state licensees must be provided to out-of-state licensees. So every single time they write a privilege in, so we had to amend a bill to take it out. That brewery bill included a mandatory language to allow all the distilleries in New Jersey to direct ship to out-of-state consumers, which means we would have to have all out-of-state distilleries ship direct to New Jersey consumers. And legislators are still, even though we keep briefing them on this, are blissfully unaware of that. And now we're at the point, fortunately, where we have so many federal suits pending that the way we were able to amend the bill with Senator Gopal and others is we had to have the Attorney General and the State Solicitor General and the Chief Counsel to the ABC Director call and say, if this bill passes, you will weaken our retailer suit. You know, we have a federal suit now. I guess, Paul, are people well aware of that? You have a federal suit pending now that says that because you guys can deliver in-state to customers, out-of-state retailers must be able to ship directly in-state to New Jersey consumers. And it's in federal court right now, cross motions for summary judgment, and it's sitting on the desk of a judge. If we were to pass a law at the same time that allowed distilleries in-state and out-of-state to ship in-state and out-of-state, we lose that case. We'd lose that case. And 309,000 national retailers will be able to ship direct to New Jersey consumers. Many of those states don't have below-cost laws like we do. So you'd be competing with people from other states who can sell their goods below cost. So these are the kind of things that we have to do as experts to let the legislators know, who many times are in this for the right reasons. They just want to help people, to let them know it looks like you're helping them, and you're going to create a little trickle of business, and a giant tidal wave is going to come from west to east and flood our New Jersey marketplace. So, there's 125 bills. I've narrowed it down to 30. I'm not briefing 30 bills tonight, don't worry about it. We'll get to dessert. But that's really just kind of distilling it down to 4 bills that are the absolute worst. But there's another 100 right behind that. And there's a lot of push behind them. I always say that people say, what do you do? And I go, I have the most dangerous job in the world. I stand between consumers and what they want, right? And that's really what it is. We stand between consumers and what they want. On the other hand, we can proudly say that we have 55,000 brands available in New Jersey. We have some of the most modern and fantastic wholesale facilities, both on the beer and on the wine and spirit side. And as you guys know, because many of you are building some of the most beautiful stores in America, incredible stores with incredible variety at some of the best prices in the country. So what we like to say to legislators is the classic: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We have a good system here. Other states that have allowed direct-to-consumer shipping have all had to massively increase the size of their auditing staffs. And they've got to send people to California and Oregon and Washington to figure out if their invoices match what they're sending, so we actually get the tax revenue we're supposed to get. New Jersey, the wholesalers are all bonded, 99.99%, and the retailers, as you well know, you're all subject to audits, and you have to have a tax clearance in order to get your next license. So we're airtight on taxes here. Why would we go to a system like that? I don't know. When we briefed the Senate President on that, he was extremely persuaded by that fact. So, we continue to speak truth to power. We continue to intelligently brief people so they have the facts necessary to make the decisions. And if they do that, then we're going to be in good shape. But it is a fight. And the last thing I'm going to say is I can't tell you how happy I am as a field general to see new troops. When I heard this group was forming, I had big hopes for it. And when I knew this meeting was coming up, I'm not surprised by this at all. For the folks maybe outside of this industry and outside of this community, I knew you were going to come out big tonight. I knew it because you're smart, you see the landscape, you understand risk, and the risk is big here. We've had legislators and legislatures that have been hostile to us, but we've never had a governor that put us in his crosshairs like this governor. And I knew that people understand, you guys know exactly what's going on, and you're going to come out big. This is only the first night. I know you've been doing it for 2 months, but this is a great first night, and we're really, really going to need it. So hold the enthusiasm and continue to build, raise that money, and we're going to get the job done for you in Trent.
That was amazing. Nice detail on all the bills. Thanks, Jeff. Hopefully that opened your eyes to some of the bills that are being put forth. Next up, we'd like to welcome on stage President of NJLSA, Paul Santel, to come say a few words. He's been a long-time retailer and a lot of experience is what we have up here today.
Thank you very much. I'm actually now, I was the original president of the Alliance when it was formed way back a long time ago. How's that sound? And now I'm on the executive board, and I'm some type of a chairman emeritus, which means I just get honored, because I basically had every seat on the NJLSA over the last 30 years, and a National Association of American Beverage Licenses. I've been around the block with that association, had every seat on that association. And that was an interesting journey, I'll just say, because about 30 plus years ago, you mentioned Joe DeMarco, but one of our beer wholesalers that was very politically active, Joe DeMarco, came to me, I think in 1992, Governor was Jim Florio, and said, we're forming a ABC advisory committee, and we need retailers. We need retailers. Everyone on it is from the wholesalers and supplier end. Anheuser-Busch had somebody there, but just about everyone, all the wholesalers had different people there. It was before Jeff Warsh was in that capacity. He might have been working at the ABC at that time, but again, all I remember is I went down to Trenton, went to the ABC, and my name was on a little name tag there, and there I was sitting in the advisory committee meeting with the director back then, Jack Vassallo, and here I am 32 years later. I'm the longest sitting person on that committee still, and Jeffrey's on that committee, and a few other good people in the industry that fight the good fight. But one thing I've learned about when you form an association like this is we all need to work together, not just with us, the NJLSA. And ARA, there's some great people for ARA. When AARA was coming about, Jay Amin who's here, Dilip's here, but I worked with them. Somebody named Neil Barnett, John Devin's predecessor, said we all need to come together. We need to do something for the Asian American community. And we started working together with the NJLSA. and that led to very good things. And that led me to, at one point, I'll give you a quick Rudy Garcia story. This is, and there's a lot of stories about Rudy Garcia, they're legendary. But there were some bad things happening in Trenton a dozen years ago with direct shipping and 2 license with the majority leader, Lou Greenwald, had just become the majority leader. And we lost Joe Cryan, who was one of our advocates, who was the previous majority leader on our side. So we went from good to bad and then the ugly. And it was a really ugly lame duck session we were in. And for some reason, Sheila Oliver, she was the Assembly Speaker back then, now the Lieutenant Governor, but she had texted me earlier that day about coming to an event that night up in North Jersey, out of my neck of the woods, and I went all the way up there to that event. And I remember her pulling me aside and saying, "You're not going to like what I'm about to say, but that bill on 2 license got out of committee in the Senate, and it's coming over to us, and it's going to move tonight." I texted Jeffrey Warsh, or maybe I called him that night and said, "I'm in trouble here. I need Rudy." Rudy was sleeping, I think, at that point or something, and he shows up with slippers on and came in, and we pulled Sheila Oliver aside, no joke, and we started talking to her, and he said, "You can't do this. I've got 2,000 retailers that we're representing with the NJLSA," and at that point we probably had 1,500 members because it was very, very bad what was going down back then. And I was all over the state meeting a lot of you people that might remember me coming to your town, from Vineland to Bergen County, you name it, Burlington County, everywhere. I hit every county basically that year, meeting retailers, mayors, and legislators. But Rudy and I don't know how we did it, but we got Sheila Oliver to basically say, "I'm not going to be picking winners and losers tomorrow. The bill is not getting posted." And that bill was not posted, Jeffrey, if you remember that whole little encounter. And I'm thinking he had slippers on. I'm not sure what he was wearing on his feet, but it wasn't his normal shoes. But he dropped everything he was doing, and he came there at the time when we needed him to be there, and everything kind of went as planned, at least that nothing bad happened. But listen, I want to work with you guys. Our association wants to work with you guys. The industry wants to work with you guys. We need people that want to step up. We need people that understand that if they don't step up, bad things are going to happen. Don't call me like people used to do years ago, 20 years ago, and tell me after the governor signed something, what are we going to do about it? It's too late. It's too late. I needed you guys a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. The relationships that we all need to start tomorrow is your local mayor, your local council people are connected directly to your local legislators, your assembly members in your local towns where you guys have businesses, and your local senator. And you guys have picked some good people to support right out of the gate. Troy Singleton, a great guy. When I met him first, he was chief of staff for Joe Roberts down in South Jersey. And Joe Roberts had restaurants and whatnot, so he understood the licensed business. He was the assembly speaker. And Troy listened to everything, still talks to him about what's going on. Troy's a great guy. We honored him yesterday with our Joe DeMarco Legislative Champion Award. So you're in good company supporting Troy Singleton. Paul Sarlo, another great guy. We've honored him over the years. We've supported him over the years, and it's good that you guys are going to support him as well. Nick Scutari, it goes without saying, you got to be there for the Senate President. He holds the keys to everything. He's the stopgap to the governor in that respect there. So as long as we're all on the same page, taking care of the same people, and we're all willing to meet with our local legislators, it'll be very hard for all those legislators to go to the governor and say, we're with you, when they know deep down that they're picking winners and losers in the governor's office, and we don't want to be losers. You don't want to be a loser, I can tell you right now. And as far as the governor's concerned, he doesn't care, he doesn't give a rat's ass about what's going to happen to us. He just wants to get what he wants because he's got national ambitions to go beyond New Jersey. And that's all he's thinking about right now. And we need to do something. So with that, I've covered a few bases here. I'm glad I see all these people in the room. It's been a while since I've been in a room with a lot of people that understand that we all need to come together. We all need to take a stand, and we have some work. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to tell our families that. We're gonna have to take some time out of our work schedule, which is probably 7 days a week for a lot of you guys like me. My wife goes 7 days a week. There's my husband, 7 days a week. But the politics, it's 8 days a week. It's 8 days a week if you want to really be effective at what you're doing, guys. So Amrish, Kalpesh, good luck to you guys. I'm here if you need me. I know you guys have my contact information. Jeffrey knows me. We're like we're zig and zag. We work very closely together because we know how important it is that we all need to work together on this there. Michelle, you guys are very passionate. You guys are in good company there. I wish Rudy was here right now because he would have gotten a kick out of that story. But with that, I'm not sure who I'm handing the mic to, but guys, I welcome you guys to do what we're doing.
Thanks so much, Paul. Thanks for your guidance and your help through this, and we're going to need that going forward. And same with ARA. We have representatives from ARA here too, so we'll need your help and guidance going forward because you guys have a lot of experience dealing with this in the past. But we're here. You got strength in numbers, as you can see it. So, we'll bring what we can. Next up, just like Paul, this person has a lot of experience dealing with situations like this for a different industry, but he can give us some few key points on what's important for us to make an impact. He is part of the Asian American Hotel Owners Association. His name is MZ Patel. He has a lot of experience dealing with issues with the hotel industry, and he'd like to say a few words.
Thank you. Hello everyone, can you hear me all right? I just want to talk about these guys they did a great job. Please give them a big hand. They did a couple months ago, I met them about a few months ago, they did a few meetings, and they are excellent work, they did a lot of work. I know there was PK and Kalpesh and Amrish, they did a good job. Thank you guys, and thank you to have us here. By the way, I'm the HOVA's Regional Director, Mid-Atlantic, and before me was a past Regional Director, Sanjay Patel, he's here, and Raj Bhagia was here, he was also Director, was before. And I have my ambassador was here with us too. One thing, and my past direct ambassador was PK was our ambassador was also, he served in HOVA too. Please, and PK is hardworking for that, and I appreciate that PK, he did that work, and when he was there, he did a lot of lifetime members. First time in industry, lifetime member, PK made it. PK, thank you for that. I hope I'll always. But my main thing I want to talk about that is we did recently in New Jersey, we did a few fight with them for fair franchise. And you know that it's not easy to do fair fight with them. And the main important thing you need for that, I know is the lobbyist, the lady just told about, we need PAC fund. If you have no PAC fund, no money, no matter who we can do, you cannot fight too long. Please, everyone, I will search you. Please open your wallet and pay these guys, give them help. Otherwise, this fight will not go longer. PAC fund is the most important thing. And without PAC fund, if you think you can success, if it's not impossible, and lobbyists, they know that very well, right? Yep. Another thing, because PAC fund is key to go everywhere. If we collecting PAC fund like $5, $10, even $1,000, whatever you can. There's a maximum also, they have a certain amount. But please do that. And these guys, without the PAC fund, PK, I mean, you guys cannot success. I know that. I'm sorry, everyone, I'm just I'm just telling you, I'm not part of liquor store, but I'm telling you, if you open your wallet, then you can be success. And if this whole guy is working hard job, please support them. Without that, I doubt it, we can do that. That's why my few words. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much for that. Now we're going to open up the floor to some questions. I'm going to leave one mic up here. Does anyone have any questions? We could maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes. If anyone has a question, raise your hand. Go pass the mic around.
Guys, please, if you have any questions, this is the time. We have the lobbies here.
Any questions you have for the new bill coming? Ask to Michelle. She give the answer how to play this bill 1283, 5526. This is bill is very important for us, our liquor industry. So please, anyone has a questions, talk to directly. She explained to you how to fight this bill.
If you can at some point send us a list. You have everybody here from different parts of the state here. So if you can send a list of their legislators, who is in their town or county-wise or however it is, assembly person and senate, they can go and see that for the next whatever time period. If you can just keep this going.
Yeah, absolutely. We will get that together and get that out. Yep.
Furthermore, everything's been on the fly lately, so we have our email address, info@gslra.com. Any questions there, feel free to email. We can answer any further questions on there. Also, our website, we just got up. It's a work in progress. We'll update stuff over there as well, everything we have going on with the bills and what we need to do. So keep an eye out for that as well. We have a question over here, I think.
Can we start a signature campaign with our customers? Can we start a signature campaign against the bills? Like we collect signatures from our customers.
Yes, absolutely. What we will do over the summer, so they're going to go home at the end of this week, and then, like I said, we're going to spend the summer organizing ourselves. We will get you sample letters. We will get you addresses for your legislators. We will let you know, in addition, more importantly, it's important to put your name to a letter and a signature. More importantly, we would love for you to pick up the phone and call your legislator. Go see if they will see you in person or invite them to your business. That's really better than just signing a letter. And most importantly, I know it's been said a couple of times before, but we really need your help with fundraising. So they will be having fundraisers, we will be having fundraisers, and that's the really best way to help get their attention.
What I'm saying is the signature campaign from our customers.
Oh, customers, yes. Customers would be great, and we can help you.
If you grab paper and we can take signatures, and that is, again, every store gets 500 signatures.
That's excellent. Yeah, excellent idea. We'll be happy to help you with those materials. Yep, great, thank you.
Someone had a question here? All good? All right, we'd like to proceed with closing out the night, and we have some flags here for our guests tonight. So first up, we have President Amrish going to hand out some flags for Brian Lucas and John Devon. Brian Lucas and John Devon. Don't hide.
No, center.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Excuse me, 1 second, right. Ready, 3, 2, one more please, 3, 2, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Kalpesh, our VP, is going to hand out to Paul from NJLSA. And then Rudy Garcia, he's not here tonight, but We can have Michelle collect that for him.
Right here.
Thank you.
Always, can you be in the middle? So we can get that. Okay, that's it. Okay, right here. Maybe two. There's that on the stage. Thank you.
Thanks both of you for your input tonight. Next up we have Osner. You getting some too today. Osner Charles from NBI. Our hype man. And Mahinder Patel.
जल्दी सेंटर आ जाओ
Right there. Okay,
Big
right
hand for all of you for hyping the crowd today.
Thank you.
दोनों भैया लगी रहो दोनों भाई लगी रहो
हाँ
दोनों भैया
Mahinder Patel.
वहाँ पे सुने
MC Patel. You're not done.
थोड़ा बच्चे right here.
All right, thanks so much for your input tonight, MZ. Next up, Pradeep Singh. Gonna hand out thank you to Michelle Jaker. Your turn.
Pradeep, in the middle.
Big thanks to Michelle. Thank you. Our treasurer, Alkesh. Back to Ryan from Gala One. Thank you for being here today. Ryan from Gala.
पाछड़. Okay, right here. Ready? 3, 2, 1 more. Thank you.
ठीक है थैंक यू
Next up, this is for our CPA, Gaurav Pancho. Big hand to him. He's got a lot of work in there. Chirag is going to hand out a plaque to our CPA.
Chirag, what's it?
Big hand to
Right there. Okay, right here. Stay there. Thank you.
Thank you. Bashir, going to hand out a plaque to our founder, Dylan Bhatt. Big hand to Dylan Bhatt for all his work with our
Aju middle man, Dilip bhai. Okay, right here. Thank you.
Finally, I get to hand it out to the Beachy group, Chad Lapp and Rob Russo. Come on up, Rob. Thank you for coming tonight.
Right, both. Here, ready, 3, 2. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Finally, the man that gave us all the details tonight, Jeff Warsh. Big hand for him.
Hello, what's it? Okay, right here. Ready, 3, 2. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. I see everyone's making use of the bar already, so let's go ahead and enjoy dinner. And if you haven't signed up, please sign up with all your information and the front desk over there. If anybody has any checks tonight, you can drop it off at the table up front as well with all your information.